Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So if you do consider drop your likes on the video, and if you do consider subscribe to the channel as always. So as I have been reading in the media, there's quite a few transfer rumours that are currently going on, because obviously Manchester United are looking to invest in the summer, and potentially we do want to be up there competing and obviously elevating to that higher level. So for us to be competitive in the new season, Manchester United of course need some new additions, to come into the club in the summer, because of what as well, we do expect departures as well, and reports do say we're going to get around £200 spending spree to spend in the summer as well. Solskjaer himself, I think, is obviously going to have a big say on our transfer plans in the summer, as he did say. So he's going to have a big say on our transfer plans in the summer, and I think it's likely we'll get the job now on a permanent basis. So he'll make the transfer decisions, obviously make decisions of the contract renewals and all that as well. So potentially, I do expect players to leave in the summer as well. I've already identified, the key areas where Manchester United, do need to strengthen up, as I currently said. So we need a central defender, we need someone on that right-hand side, and of course, if Lukaku is to leave Manchester United, of course, we're going to need someone to replace Romelu Lukaku as well. So we'll probably need about at least maybe 3 or 4 new additions, to come into the club in the summer. And I think we have been interested in quite a few young players as well, because obviously it is a lot of the experienced players, that is causing us the problems as well. But obviously it's our objective this season to get in that top 4 so we can get Champions League, of course, for next season secured, and obviously we can succeed in the FA Cup as well, and that will obviously invest more money, and I think we'll have a more competitive summer transfer window, of course, if we get the top 4 as well. But I do think Solskjaer's done enough, to be quite fair, to get the Manchester United job on a full-time basis, in my opinion. So what's been going on in the media, today, a few narratives have come out about that. Reportedly, Manchester United are preparing to make a move for 25-year-old Paulo Dybala in the summer. So it basically said Man United are preparing to put around £120 million in for Paulo Dybala this summer, reportedly, if Lukaku is to depart Manchester United, reportedly. So reportedly, Paulo Dybala, there has been, there was a narrative going on about 2 or 3 weeks ago that reports coming out from Italy that Man United had been in talks with both Juventus and Inter Milan of potential Romelu Lukaku swap deal. So this means obviously Man United willing to offer Lukaku as part of the deal of us either getting Dybala from Juventus or Icardi from Inter Milan, as I said. Or Icardi from Inter Milan, as I currently said. So reports do currently say that Manchester United are preparing to put £120 million bidding for Dybala in the summer if Lukaku is to currently leave Manchester United. As reports do say that Juventus basically are reluctant, to let Paulo Dybala go, but if Manchester United are willing to put in the process of an offer of around £120 million, this could convince, Juventus, to offload Dybala. Reportedly, he's a very, very good striker, one of the biggest names in Italian football, as I said. He's only age 25, so he has still got a lot of years ahead of him as Paulo Dybala, and I think he's rated at around £120 million, to be quite honest with you. This is his 4th season now at Juventus. He has made over 100 appearances. I think Juventus initially paid around, was it £32 million or €32 million for him from Palmero, how you pronounce the name. That's obviously his ex-club as well. But reports do say Juventus, maybe willing to offload him if Manchester United are willing to pay £120 million for him. He's 25, of course, he's Argentinian as well. He scored loads and loads of goals as Paul Dybala, but this is now his 4th season in the process, Juventus. But reports do say Man United are preparing to put an £120 million bid in for Paulo Dybala in the summer if Lukaku is to leave Manchester United, of course, because Lukaku, from his own perspective, even though he has been hitting form lately, Romelu Lukaku, he's basically said if Manchester United do decide to sell Lukaku in the summer, he has indicated that he does prefer the move to Juventus. There's Romelu Lukaku. If Manchester United if Manchester United do decide to sell him, we'll probably be looking to recoup the initial £75 million we did currently pay for Lukaku. And himself, he's only 25 years of age, of course. He's well Premier League proven, as well as Romelu Lukaku. We know he's slow, his first touch does concern us all, as we all currently know. And we know mainly under Solskjaer, Lukaku hasn't been currently first choice, as we all currently know. But yeah, he's indicated that he does want to go to Juventus if Manchester United, do currently sell him. I think he's keen on playing alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, is Romelu Lukaku as well. But, he's still got a good pedigree in the Premier League. He scored loads and loads of goals in the Premier League as Romelu Lukaku throughout his playing career, as I said. And since Solskjaer's coming and when he has had the chance, his form has been rejuvenated as Romelu Lukaku's, as we all know. So if Man United do decide to sell him in the summer, of course, we're going to want a replacement for him as well. But there's also been talks, there's been rumours going on of a possibility player cash deal as well involving Romelu Lukaku. So there's been rumours going on of a potential, player plus cash deal involving Romelu Lukaku. This potentially means Man United to offer £120 million to Juventus, plus Lukaku as part of the deal for us, to get Paulo Dybala from Juventus as well. I do think he'd be a great addition to the team. Of course, he's never played in the Premier League, as I said, as Paulo Dybala, but his finishing's good. He scores loads and loads of goals, and he's made over 100 odd appearances, since he's been at Juventus, as I currently said. But it will take staggering amounts of money to convince, Juventus to sanction him off, as I currently said. There's also been talks of, as we all know, Romelu Lukaku, and there's been talks of Romelu Lukaku and Icardi as a potential swap deal as well. There's been narrative going on about that, for the past couple of days at least. I've been hearing, because Icardi reportedly now is out of favour at Inter Milan. He's not just too long ago, lost the captain's armband for Inter Milan, and I think Inter Milan are increasingly, becoming frustrated with Icardi. To be quite honest with you, he is a good, proven, prolific goal scorer, just like Dybala is, because Dybala's Argentinian. Also to Icardi is Argentinian as well. Well, Icardi just recently turned 26. Dybala, of course, is still 25 years of age. So both players have still got a lot of years ahead of them, and it would be good for one of them, to come and experience the Premier League. To be quite honest with you, I think Icardi's got a release clause of around £100 million. He's Inter Milan's 9th highest top goal scorer of all time, as well as Icardi. And I think since he's been in Milan, he has scored over 100 odd goals. So the majority of his goals have come at Inter Milan of Icardi's, because he's an ex-Sampdoria player. He had one impressive season there. He actually graduated from Barcelona's youth system as well, did Icardi. But I think he's valued at around £100 million. Inter Milan themselves have identified Lukaku as a potential good replacement for Icardi as well. So there has been, talks of Lukaku and Icardi as a potential swap deal as well. So in my opinion, probably Paulo Dybala would look more likely to happen, because if we're willing to offer £120 million, this would convince Juventus to sell him. And plus, Lukaku said himself he does prefer the move to Juventus if Manchester United do decide to sell him in the summer, as it's currently said in the media. But reports do say there is a possibility of a player plus cash deal involving Romelu Lukaku as well. So a swap deal, Lukaku going to Juventus, Dybala coming to Manchester United, and also Man United willing to offer £120 million for Paulo Dybala as well. So there has been a lot of rumours, going on about that today in the media as well. But maybe Manchester United are considering selling Lukaku, because I think overall he has still lost his place in the starting 11. He's already had more opportunities this recent, because obviously, with the string of injuries, of course, Manchester United have got as well. But, Manchester United may keep him, they may not sell him in the summer, because he has scored 4 goals in his last 2 games as Romelu Lukaku, as I said. But we know mainly in that central position, that Rashford has been first choice over Romelu Lukaku, as I said. Because in relation to Marcus Rashford, I've been very, very impressed with his performances, to be quite honest. He's a Manchester United player. He's been a United player since the age of 7. He's progressing up the ranks fantastically well. He's been in the senior squad with Manchester United, of course, since 2016 as Marcus Rashford. And hopefully, somewhere along the line, we can come to an agreement of getting him a new 6-year deal at Manchester United. He deserves it based on his fantastic performances, Marcus Rashford. He's still got a current deal here until 2020 with an option of a further year as well. And if he is to commit to this new 6-year deal, it would take him to the age of 27, and it would obviously, take him under contract till 2025. So that would be very, very good indeed. But I think his form's improved, since Solskjaer's coming. He's leading the lines well. He's scoring more goals. His finishing's really, really improved as well as Marcus Rashford. And he's still got a lot of years ahead of him. And I think he's flourishing fantastically well as well. So yeah, there's been a lot of talks going on in relation to these transfer rumours going on. Man United are preparing to put £120 million bidding for Dybala if Lukaku is to leave in the summer. It's not guaranteed that there will be a swap deal between Lukaku and Dybala. It could be just Man United paying £120 million and getting Paulo Dybala. But it did say that there's been rumours going on. There's a possibility of a player plus cash deal involving Romelu Lukaku. So there could be in that scenario a swap deal between Lukaku and Paulo Dybala. Man United willing to offer £120 million, because that's how much it's going to take for Juventus to sanction Paulo Dybala off as well. But he's a very, very good player. It would be good for him to experience the Premier League. He's one of the biggest names in Italian football, is Paulo Dybala as well. But Man United have inquired about it. They have been in negotiations with both Juventus and Inter Milan over this as well. Other transfer rumours that are currently going on as well. We know that Manchester United have obviously been interested in Jadon Sancho. Now he's another name that's been mentioned in the media as well. Jadon Sancho, only 18 years of age, of course, as well. And I think he'd be a good addition. If he were to come to Manchester United. Jadon Sancho, only 18 years of age, only got into the England first team last year as well. Jadon Sancho. Reports coming out saying that PSG are interested, Man United are interested as well. It did say Manchester United are reportedly prepared to pay £100 million to get him in the summer, and this potentially would mean this would make Jadon Sancho the most expensive English footballer ever. If this was to come to an agreement in the summer, because it said Man United are prepared to pay £100 million, and it would probably take a bid in the excess of at least £70 million anywhere, to convince Borussia Dortmund to sanction him off. But as I did currently say, I think our pursuit of Jadon Sancho in the summer hinges on obviously Champions League football for next season. So I think if we've got any hopes of getting Jadon Sancho, we'll have to get top 4 this season and get Champions League for next season as well. Financially, Borussia Dortmund themselves would make a huge profit on Jadon Sancho as well, because they only paid an initial £7-8 million for him from Man City. He is still under contract with Dortmund until 2022, is it? Something like that as well. And they have Borussia Dortmund have been known, for doing business with their players, as we all know. They sold Aubameyang 58-59 million. They sold Ousmane Dembele, for around 105-106 million pounds to Barcelona as well. Initially, Pulisic is going to be a Chelsea player next season, but initially they have sold him to Chelsea for £58 million as well. So they are known for doing business, with some of their young players, but we know he's not going to come cheap, Jadon Sancho. And we are willing to break our club transfer record as well, because at the moment our most expensive signing, of course, is Paul Pogba, of course, for £89 million. But Jadon Sancho, he used to play for Manchester City. He served a couple of years with Man City. He never got into the first team with Manchester City. He actually began his career with Watford as well, his youth career with Watford as well, did Jadon Sancho. I think it did say City have got a buyback option on the player, because I think they inserted like a 15% sell-on clause in terms of the deal. So I think City inserted a buyback clause in his current contract as well, Jadon Sancho's. But he's done really well at Borussia Dortmund. Since he's broke into the first team, most of his performances have been fantastic, and he plays balls. He shows that ability to attack, score goals, and I think he's fitting in the Borussia Dortmund team, very well indeed. Borussia Dortmund are much of a central player is to them, but if Man United were willing to if Man United are willing to pay up to £100 million for him in the summer, this would convince Borussia Dortmund, to sanction him off. And I think he'd be a good addition to our team. Don't forget, he's very young in his generation as well, and it would be ideal, for us to maybe get a couple of young players, that could grow, develop and mould and all that, because we have got, quite a lot of experienced players, as I currently said. So there has been rumours going on about Jadon Sancho. It's also said PSG are also battling it out as well. Other players that have been mentioned as well, Manchester United are still interested in Joe Felix as well. That Benfica youngster. I've been updating you on a regular basis. Only 19 years of age, as we all know. Again, he'd cost staggering amounts of money if Manchester United, of course, were to get him in the summer. He does have a buyout clause, reportedly, of around £105 million. There was a narrative going about this back in January that a few teams expressed their interest in him. It did say Liverpool had a £61 million bid turned down for Joe Felix, reportedly. But he's only young. He only broke into the Benfica first team last year, but since he's broke into the Benfica first team, reportedly, his performances have been very impressive indeed. This Joe Felix. I think he's versatile as well. I think he's mainly a winner. He's yet to make his senior debut for Portugal as well. He's only 19 years of age, so he has got a lot of years ahead of him, this Joe Felix. But Man United have instructed scouts, to keep a close eye out on this player as well. So he's been a potential possible target for Manchester United as well. We know that's also that's been going on in the media as well, about Bruno Fernandes. More things was updated about Bruno Fernandes as well. I give you an update about Bruno Fernandes, didn't I? Was it a couple of quite a few days ago now? Again, it said Manchester United have reportedly expressed their interest in Bruno Fernandes. Reports are stemming from the Portugal. Reports are stemming from Portugal saying that reportedly Manchester United have reportedly showed an interest in Bruno Fernandes. Reports do say that Manchester United have held negotiations with Sporting Lisbon over a potential move for Bruno Fernandes, and it did actually say Man United have scheduled a meeting, to meet up with his current agents and all that. Reportedly, based due to Sporting Lisbon's financial problems, it did say Man United could reportedly get him in a cut price transfer. Reportedly, because I think this Bruno Fernandes, he's got a release clause of around £90 million in his deal with Sporting Lisbon. I think he's still under contract with them till 2023, so he's still got like 3.5, 4 years left on his contract with Sporting Lisbon. You know, this Bruno Fernandes, only 24 years of age. He's Portuguese as well as his player, so he's a youngest player. He actually spent the entirety of his playing career in Italy because he's an ex-Sampdoria player, ex-Underneath player as well. Initially, Sporting Lisbon paid around £8 million for him from Sampdoria, as I said. I think it said that Liverpool have also expressed an interest in him as well. I think it mentioned that AC Milan were also interested in Bruno Fernandes as well. But it has said that Manchester United have been interested. Manchester United have inquired about a potential move for the player. But it did say we could get him in a cut price transfer based on, you know, Sporting Lisbon's potential financial problems they've got as well. So Man United have reportedly, you know, held negotiations, you know, with Sporting Lisbon over a potential move for Bruno Fernandes as well. He's still in the contract till 2023. Don't really know much about him, to be quite honest. I think he's versatile, but I think he's mainly an attacking mid, but he can play as a central mid. I think he can actually operate as a second striker as well, can this player. But yeah, I have heard about that, you know, rumours about that going on as well. There's obviously been other targets, you know, that Manchester United, of course, have been interested in as well. We know that Isco got mentioned in the press in the last couple of days as well, and it did say quite a few teams have reportedly, you know, been interested in Real Madrid's Isco, because obviously since Santiago Solari has been recommended Real Madrid manager, Isco has found game time very, very difficult. So his service to requirements, you know, he's lacking game time as Isco, especially this term and this season. You know, he's enjoying a difficult season, you know, this season with Real Madrid is Isco. So there has been reports that he could possibly leave Real Madrid this summer. There's a few teams monitoring the situation. It said United and Liverpool have been interested. It's also said Man City. It's also said Man City have also been interested in him as well, considering that Manchester City have invested a lot of money since Pep Guardiola's been there. Pep Guardiola spent, you know, all the money he spent, you know, throughout his managerial career, you know, more than half of it has been spent at Manchester City, of course, as well. But he said Manchester City have had like kind of an interest in Isco. He said Liverpool have also been interested in him as well, even though they've invested quite a bit of money in the last couple of seasons. Liverpool and all that. They've identified an interest in a possible summer move, you know, for Isco, because obviously they still haven't found an adequate replacement yet for Philippe Coutinho, who obviously joined Barcelona last January, as I currently said. So they could see Isco as a potential replacement of Philippe Coutinho. Obviously, it said Manchester United have been interested as well. It did say, really, Man United and Liverpool are considering making a summer move, you know, for Isco as well. Isco's a very, very good player, and he's only 26 years of age, so he has still, you know, got a lot of years ahead of him. Of course, he's never had any experience as yet of playing in the Premier League, because he spent the entirety of his playing career in Spain. Isco, obviously, all the silverware he's won has obviously, you know, come at Real Madrid, because this is his sixth season now with Real Madrid. This is his sixth season now with Real Madrid. Of course, he's won numerous Champions Leagues. He's won 4 Champions Leagues, won a La Liga, he's won a Copa del Rey and all that. And I think he's won quite a few FIFA Club World Cups and Super Cups and all that. And he's a very, very good player. Got a lot of tenacity about his play. His movement's good. His passing accuracy is very, very good indeed. But he has still got a contract with Real Madrid till 2022. He has got reportedly a big release clause as well as Isco, but he has fallen down the pecking order, as I said. So he could possibly leave Real Madrid in the summer. But he said Man United and Liverpool are monitoring, you know, closely, you know, to Isco as well. And I do think he'd be a good addition to our squad, Manchester United. You know, if we could possibly come to any kind of agreement, you know, for Real Madrid with Real Madrid in the summer as well. But there has been a lot of talks going on about it. Of course, he's an ex-Malaga player. He actually began his career with Valencia as well. You know, did Isco, but there has been also a lot of talks going on about that as well. There has been a lot of talks going on about that as well. But as I did update you, the transfer news to update you, as I did update you earlier on, as I did give you my interview earlier on in relation to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we all couldn't know, because obviously based on his fantastic progression so far as Manchester United manager, of course he's following Alex Ferguson's philosophy. He's got his little own philosophy, but I think he's following Alex Ferguson's philosophy, as we all know. And of course, I think he's restored Alex Ferguson's, you know, spirit levels at the club, you know, without a shadow of a doubt. And of course, you know, based on his fantastic progression so far, I think he deserves the job on a full-time basis. I don't think it's as certain yet. But I think, he's coming closer and closer and closer to getting the permanent job at Manchester United, and he deserves it, based on what he's done, since he's been recommended into the club, and he's done really, really well as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's got all the players to express themselves, get them enjoying playing football. It's good that he's not reluctant, it's good that he gives the young players a chance as well. As he did say, we're going to give everybody the chance, the young players the chance, the fringe players the chance, and this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has currently done as well. And he's brought the fear factor back to the club, which is very, very good. He's brought the confidence back in the team. He's motivated the team. The players enjoy, playing under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I do think he's a good tactician, is Solskjaer as well. And of course, I think he's a really, really good manager, is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Obviously a great, great player for 11 years under Ferguson. Won trophies, scored I think 126 goals in all competitions. Did Solskjaer as well. Hasn't really proven himself yet in terms of winning any silverware. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as manager, of course, but I think that will come sometime in the future, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. But reports were coming out, was it yesterday? And I think they've been coming out today as well. That reportedly Solskjaer has basically said, this is in relation to Molde and all that. Solskjaer said he thinks his contract with Molde has expired, so he thinks his contract with his former club Molde has expired. This is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer currently said, so he thinks it's expired. Initially, I think it did say he was under contract with Molde until 2021. Was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because reportedly Molde reminded Solskjaer that he's still initially under contract with Molde until 2021. But what basically Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has basically come out and said, he said he thinks his contract term has currently expired with Molde. This is what Solskjaer said. But initially, a couple of weeks before Solskjaer got recommended to come in at Manchester United to replace Jose Mourinho, the Norwegian side Molde had currently announced that he basically agreed a new 3-year deal with Molde. So this is what Molde had basically announced, that Solskjaer agreed a new 3-year deal with Molde, obviously a couple of weeks before he came to Manchester United, of course. Obviously, initially at the moment, Manchester United have paid around 1.8 million, of course, to get him on a temporary basis. Reports were coming out saying how much it'd cost if Man United were to give him the job on a full-time basis. It did say it'd cost us around £7-8 million. We'd have to pay £7-8 million to Molde to give Solskjaer the job on a full-time basis, of course, as well. To give Solskjaer the job on a full-time basis as well. But Solskjaer's basically come out and he's basically said, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that he thinks his contract has expired with Molde, and he said this on a I think it was a Norwegian podcast. So if he wasn't to get the job on a full-time basis, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at Manchester United, and he was to make a return back to Molde, reportedly himself, Solskjaer and Molde would have to come to an agreement on a fresh contract, if he's actually to return to Molde, as I said, because obviously when Solskjaer left Molde, obviously their season had obviously finished, Molde, their season starts at the end of this month again. I think does Molde, their season starts at the end of this current month. But I think he's going to get the job anyway as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, unless Manchester United, decide to pay, the 3-year. Unless Manchester United, decide to pay up to 3 years, reportedly. Reports do say that would cost an initial 1.5 million if Man United were willing to pay up to the 3 years, or something like this. But I think he's still initially under contract with Molde till 2021. But reports do say he's basically said his contract has expired with Molde, and this is what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has currently said. But I think he suits Chappens of the club, he suits the managerial style of the club as well, and I think he's the right man for Manchester United, as I said. And I do think he can get us back up there competing, likes of City and Liverpool and all that. And I think if we can get some new additions into the club in the summer, we can definitely, potentially be title contenders for the new season, as I said. Obviously, we've got a big game tonight, as we all know, against PSG. Solskjaer said the mission, it's never a mission impossible. He did say, obviously, the first goal is going to be key against Paris Saint-Germain, of course, as I said. But obviously, he knows that Manchester United, himself, Solskjaer, knows Manchester United have got a great history of performing great comebacks. We did it under the Alex Ferguson era numerous of times, and Solskjaer was part of a lot of great comebacks, as I said. So hopefully we can roll back the years. We're hopeful that we can roll back the years, as I said. And, Solskjaer, as I said, if Manchester United could pull the rabbit out of the hat tonight and come back from a 2-goal deficit, it would be one of the greatest achievements what Manchester United have probably done, one of them at least, and one of probably the greatest achievements that Solskjaer has obviously done. This would be one of the greatest achievements for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well, probably through the entirety of his career as well. But you never know in football. We know there's mountains to climb. We know PSG are a good team, a lot of some good young players, a lot of great experienced players, as I said. So you never know in football, to be be quite honest with you. Obviously, we know we've got 10 players missing for the game as well against PSG. There is actually 10 players currently missing, which is a disappointment. As I've already updated you, Sanchez is the most recent player, to get injured. He suffered knee ligament damage. Reports do say he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. I don't think he's fitting in the Manchester United system anyways, Alexis Sanchez. I do think he's on his way out of the club, to be quite honest. I think Man United are going to consider getting rid of him in the summer, because I just don't think he's fitting in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's system. Sanchez, he's had quite a few injuries since he's only been here just over the year, of course, as well. He's the highest paid player in the Premier League, and he's 30 years of age now, and he has basically, lost that yard of pace as Alexis Sanchez, as we all currently know. So he's going to be out, for 4 to 6 weeks. Mainly anyway, he hasn't been first choice, but obviously with recent injuries and that have occurred, he's been given the opportunity, and he has failed to impress as Alexis Sanchez. I do think Solskjaer's lost faith in him, he's lost trustworthiness, so I do think Man United are going to consider, getting rid of him in the summer, as I said. Man United are going to consider, getting rid of Alexis Sanchez in the summer as well. We still know Martial is currently out with a groin injury, but I think he's closer to return full fitness now, because I think, Solskjaer said it's unlikely he's going to risk him tonight, but he's going to be in contention, to play against Arsenal on Sunday as well, which is very, very good news, because he provides that width fantastically well on that left-hand side, does Anthony Martial when he's fully fit. He scores goals, he provides as well, and I think he fits in the team very, very well, and he's still a very, very young in his generation. Of course, we know Mata, reports were coming out saying that Mata is set to miss, tonight's game. He's set to miss Sunday's game as well, and he's of course got a hamstring injury as well. We know mainly he hasn't been first choice, but obviously with the recent injuries we've got, he has been playing a couple of times. Obviously, before he suffered his injury as well. Juan Mata, still a consistent player. He's been here a number of years now. He's been in the Premier League a lot of years. This is including his 3 years he had with Chelsea. This is his 5th season now with Manchester United. Of course, he's Juan Mata's as well. So of course, he's out with a hamstring injury. Jesse Lingard, of course, is still out with a hamstring injury as well. I don't know how severe some of these injuries are, to be quite honest. We haven't heard any news of when Lingard's going to come back from injury or Mata's going to come back from injury, as I said. But we know Lingard has got a hamstring injury as well. Ander Herrera, of course, is still out for Manchester United, as we all know. He's still got a hamstring injury, I think, as Ander Herrera, and he's a big, big miss as well as Ander Herrera, of course, because obviously, he's been really, really good since Solskjaer's come in. His distribution's improved. He's looked, obviously, more effective in his passing as well as Ander Herrera, so his performances have really, really improved. I think, he's looked really, really good in that midfield as Ander Herrera, and I think, he's been fitting in that midfield trio very, very well. He's been breaking up the play very, very well, and he's been playing more regularly, since Solskjaer's coming, obviously, before he suffered this injury. So, yeah, he's got a hamstring injury, hopefully somewhere along the line, we can come to an agreement of getting him a new contract, because he deserves it, based on his fantastic performances. Matic, of course, still out with a muscle injury. Is there going to be any chance he's going to recover for the Arsenal game? It did initially say he was going to be out for a couple of weeks. Matic, of course, has got a muscle injury as well, so he's a big, big miss. I know he's very, very slow, and I've got strong reservations about him, but I think since Solskjaer's come in, I think, his performances have really, really improved, obviously, before he suffered this injury. I think his distribution's improved, he's looked more effective in his passing, and I think, he's very, very slow, and he's very, very static, but I think, the areas of his game because he has regularly as the Man United of course, and of course we've got other injuries as well. Valencia's out with a calf injury. Darmian, of course, is still injured as well. In relation to Valencia, he's on his way out of the club anywhere. Is Antonio Valencia? He's definitely on his way out of Manchester United. Of course, he's been here since 2009, as we all currently know as well. He's made over 300 appearances. Of course, he's won everything here as well as Antonio Valencia. And yeah, he's won everything here, as we all know. Valencia has won everything here, as I said, but he's suffered a couple of injuries this season. He has now got a calf injury, as I said, so I think he's on his way out of the club, because Man United have not obviously, given him that new 1-year extension, and of course his current contract ends in the summer as well. I think Darmian, again, on his way out of Manchester United as well, enjoyed a very, very difficult time at Manchester United as well, so I think he's on his way out of the club as well. So as I already give you my lineup for tonight, as I said, he's obviously, gambling on the youth, he's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, so let's see if, some of these these young players, can impress as I said. And I've already given you the prediction, for the lineup. Pereira, of course, will be fulfilling Paul Pogba's role because obviously Paul Pogba's suspended, as we all currently know. And he was impressive against Southampton, so hopefully he can put a good performance out tonight. We don't know if Fred is a long-term solution. Scott McTominay, as I said, I think he started the last 3 games, Scott McTominay, so hopefully he can impress tonight as well. But yeah, we'll just see what happens. I'm not really confident, that we're going to, do out, to be quite honest with you. But we'll just have to see what happens. We'll just see what happens, guys, as I currently said. But yeah, as I did say, I've already given you my starting 11 prediction for tonight, as I said. So I just wanted to update you on some transfer news. As I said, there has been talks that Lukaku could leave United in the summer. As I've already updated you, there has been talks of maybe Lukaku and Icardi's a swap deal, Lukaku and Dybala as a swap deal as well. But Dybala probably would look more realistic because he did say Man United are prepared to pay £120 million for him in the summer if Lukaku is to leave Manchester United. There were talks saying that there could be a possibility of a player plus cash deal involving Lukaku. Reportedly, that this means Lukaku and Juventus, Dybala coming to United, and Man United willing to offer £120 million as well in the process for Paulo Dybala as well. So there has been, that's not guaranteed there will be a swap deal, but there could be a possibility of a player plus cash deal, as I currently said. And Dybala's a very, very good player, as I said. Obviously Juventus wouldn't want to see him leave, but if Man United are planning to put 120 million for him in the summer, this probably would convince Juventus to probably let him go. And I think it'd be a great addition. It would be good for him to come and experience these facilities, and I think he'd fit into the Manchester United team very, very well, especially under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because it's looking realistic he's going to get the job on a full-time basis. I do think he can get us into that commanding position. He can take this team forward, and I've got all confidence in him as well. He's a good tactician. He knows his lineups and everything, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he's just the right man for Manchester United, as I said. And I think he's following Alex Ferguson's philosophy. I think his mentality is absolutely immense as well. So we'll see what happens as well. But we know the game is crucial on Sunday. It's a big game on Sunday against Arsenal. Could that be a potential deciding of who gets the top 4 this season, as I said? So it's hopefully Manchester United can win that game as well. So there's a lot of transfer rumours going on in the press. I wanted to give you an update on. Besides, obviously, we've got Solskjaer still confident going into tonight's game. He still thinks it's possible that Manchester United, can come back, from a 2-goal deficit, because obviously he knows his club is well known for, performing great comebacks, especially under Alex Ferguson as well. So he's still very, very confident. He's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I do like his confidence. I like his enthusiasm as well. I also like his inspiration, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's as well. But he has basically said, obviously, the first goal is crucial at PSG tonight, as we all currently know in the process. So I've obviously, give you obviously, all the updates, of the transfer rumours of currently what's going on. We know PSG tonight, Neymar won't be playing because he's out long-term absence. I don't think Edison Cavani will be playing because he's got a hip injury as well, because obviously, he missed his last leg. Thomas Meunier probably will be playing tonight because obviously, he will be playing tonight, I should imagine, because obviously he's recovered from that concussion he had, so he missed the first leg, did Thomas Meunier as well. The moment in point when we played PSG in the first leg, obviously, Verratti had recently just recovered from injury then as well. So PSG have had a couple of injuries of their own. But yeah, hopefully Manchester United can pull a miracle off tonight, because you never know in football. We saw Ajax do it against Real Madrid last night, so you never know in football, to be quite honest with you. And anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. And as I did say, as I've updated you today, Solskjaer, according to what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said, he's basically said that his contract with Molde has expired. The Norwegian team, Molde themselves, announced a couple of weeks before he came to United, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that he had agreed a new 3-year deal. And if he is to make a return back to Molde initially, obviously himself and Molde would have to come to an agreement on a fresh contract, reportedly. Reports coming out saying if Man United are to give Solskjaer the job full time, I think we'd have to pay an additional fee of around £7-8 million reportedly as well. So it could be a bit of a change of scenario now, because Solskjaer said he thinks his contract has expired at Molde, and this is what Solskjaer has currently said in the process as well. Unless Man United are willing to pay up to the 3 years, reportedly that was mentioned in BBC Sport as well. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribing.